Alright, y'all. I got a little septic tank pump working on. About every 4 or 5 years. This is the third time I've had to redo this. Every 4 to 5 years, they just the diaphragms go out in them, so they had to be rebuilt. I already opened it up. Look, yet the diaphragm was tore, so I ordered one. But take this screw out, pop the top off, and this is your air filter. As you can tell, yeah, it's been sitting outside for several years. And then you can take the 4 screws out at the bottom. This comes off. Now on this here, it's a 500 gallon a day. There's the number. It's a HP 80-011A. I think the A just because it has this alarm deal on there, and I like that because normally you don't know if it ain't working, but if it ain't working, that alarm goes off and you can hear it walking through the yard. So I got on Amazon. Like I say, I've ordered these before, and ordered me a couple more diaphragm kits, and we're gonna put it in. And these diaphragms are just hard to do this in one hand. There's just one on each side, and it's just an electric motor goes back and forth for them diaphragms, and diaphragms give it a spring effect and add a air pump and puts air down in the septic tank, excuse me. So I'm going to set up the tripod and we'll show you how this works. Alright, pull this off. Go ahead and take this one off too. And it's been a few years since I've done this, so bear with me. I may make some mistakes along the way, but we'll get it straightened out. You got 4 screws. Get my eyeballs right. This should split right here, if I remember correctly. There it goes. Just that little gasket holding it. And you can see the diaphragm torn, and that's the nut. Let me go get that's some little bitty ones. This is all made in China, so let me go get some metric stuff. We'll see if I can't get that off. Alright, just got a little 7mm here. 7, pretty close to a quarter inch. Quarter inch may fit, I don't know, but 7 works, so that's what we're going with. Now, one thing I like about these kits, it's got new hardware. It's got new screws for the sides here. You got new clips, new little bitty hardware. And take that off. I'm gonna save all my old hardware. You just never know with this stuff. he just wants to be ornery and not come off of there. There we go. Ta-da! And this is your motor. This is what pumps back and forth between these two electrodes, and it flops all over the place. We have these clips that go in the top here, and I'll put them in a minute too. We'll get all this other done first though. Get this here. Because if I remember correctly, this here has a little contact right here, and if it's not hitting, if it's going back and forth like that, then that don't hit. Yeah, because there's that screw right there. But that is a contact screw for that to go back and forth, so I got another one of them in here. Now, it's been a while, but it usually works when I get done. Ta-da! Now these right here is what fits on this piece right here, and that keeps it from spinning on you whenever you're putting it back together, so you don't tear nothing. Let's see if this will come out. Yeah, and there's your magnet. You have 2 solenoids and a magnet. Like I say, all this does is throw it back and forth, pulls in air back here, and then spits it out there. Everything looks clean enough. Clean enough for sitting outside anyway. And we will, and here's my new ones. No tear, good gasket. Just put that lining up. Lined up on it. I'll go ahead and use the new lock nuts, saying that came with it. Here. Alright, now everything should work right. But what I'm going to do just to make sure it does, now, y'all notice what I did here. This was hardwired into my wire coming out, but I hit the breaker first time I had to do this and cut it and put in outlets. That way I wouldn't have to worry about the breaker all the time. All I gotta do is unplug it, and I ain't gotta worry about unwiring nothing, because that will be a pain every time you work on unwire. Now I unplug it and go. So I'm gonna get my extension cord down here, and let's see here. I gotta make sure I got it turned the right way, and it is in. That's test, run, mute. We'll put it in run. Let's see what happens. Okay, it still don't run. That surprises me. Alright, I'm going to research it and see what I can't find. Okay, now the problem was right in here. It wasn't making a good enough connection. That shakes and wobbles. Now if this moves so much, let me get my camera down here where y'all can see. Okay, see my little screw here. This little screw is right in there, and this piece is what connects to here to your power, to get power to this motor. Otherwise it won't do nothing. Now if you look down here on this slide, you can see that little hole there, that little hole there. Now sometimes if that comes loose, it hits. Once these pieces here come loose, it'll throw it far enough to hit that, and it'll start wearing on that plastic. And when that shears down and wears out, well, then it don't do nothing. So, and this old one, get out there to where you can see, it's threaded. There's a little nut for it. This is a different design. Try it out. This here, and it's a little clamp piece on the end. Let me get it back up here. It's a two-handed job. Make sure I get the camera right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just this right here. Looks like it's supposed to just slide on. Crimp on. Well, it ain't gonna slide on. Well, that's a little pain in the tail. I'm glad they sent quite a few of them. Okay, it splits open like that. Well, this is a pain in the patootie here. If you get big old fat fingers like me. Get down here where I can get my eyeballs on it better. Well, there it goes. I just wouldn't hold my mouth right. Now, that's it. I'm plugging a cord. And this is going to be a bouncy video, but it is what it is. That's the way it goes when you're just one person doing what you can do. Okay. Now, get these back up. That there. We'll take this other stuff outside and brush it off, and then we'll bring it back in and finish it. Okay, I'm back and we're almost done. Put it on like so. Make sure all these is the same. They are. Okay. Now my kit, they sent 2 filters for some reason. They act like I'm going to go out there and change it or something. I don't know. This is one of them things that as long as it's running, nobody thinks about. So maybe that's just a way they can make more money. I don't know. And that's it. I'll put it back outside and we're done. Okay, y'all, it's the next day. And my pump was alarming. It was not working. If you look right here, you see how my piece is melted. And there's daylight in the contacts. So that's why it wasn't working. Why it got hot enough to, if it got hot enough to melt and quit, or I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these bolts out, clean everything up with some Scotch-Brite, and I'm going to put this original one back in because that one seemed to work, and we'll try it again. Okay, I got this cleaned up with some Scotch-Brite. You can see where the contact is wore. I may get a little bit more with some emery cloth, some sandpaper. And it was bent, so I straightened it back out. And I got this one off. I was able to clean it up. It was a little burnt. But we'll get some good contact. And then I stuck a screwdriver tip in here just to open it up, that little spring, to give it more flex. So now I'm going to put it back together and we'll try that again. Okay, I got it back on. I straightened it out to make good contact. I got some of this antioxidant compound to put on here. And I got the one with the nut back on. Now that nut, it's only going to go on so tight because it's cut out, the threads are cut out. You'll see right here, everything's back on there. I plugged it in, it works good. So I want to install it again. We'll give it a day or so, make sure it's still working good. Okay, and there she is, back on the pump, just running like she should. Now, I know a new pump can run $200 to $400 sometimes, but that little kit on Amazon, less than 30 bucks. And 25-30 minutes to put it in, so that'll save you quite a bit of money. Just get out some wrenches and you can do it.